Hey, welcome. So today we're going to pull back the curtain on our digital lives. We're going to deconstruct how our favorite apps, the ones we use every single day, are actually built to keep us hooked. Let's dive right in.
You know that feeling, don't you? You pull your phone out, you unlock it, maybe you pull down to refresh, just to see what you're going to get. Is it a new like, an important email, some funny video? If you've ever felt like you were just pulling a lever on a slot machine, hoping for some little prize, you are definitely not alone. And honestly, you're not wrong. See, that whole feeling isn't some accident. It's by design. So let's kick things off by exploring how the most popular apps on your phone are built on the exact same psychological principles as a casino slot machine. So, what is this secret ingredient? What makes a slot machine in Vegas and your social media feeds so hard to put down? It all boils down to one simple but incredibly powerful idea: the magic of being unpredictable. Okay, the fancy psychological term for this is variable ratio reinforcement. I know, it sounds a little academic, but the idea is actually super simple. The psychologist B.F. Skinner figured this out a long time ago. He saw that if you give a lab rat a treat after a random number of times it pushes a lever, that rat will just sit there and push the lever compulsively over and over. It's the not knowing, the chance of getting a reward, that makes the brain go wild. And now, that same lab experiment is playing out on billions of us every day. Checking your notifications, that's you pulling the lever. Will you have one new like, 10 messages, or nothing? The infinite scroll is the exact same thing. You just keep swiping and swiping, hunting for that next great post that might be just around the corner. And video game loot boxes? I mean, come on, they're the most obvious example of all. They are literally digital slot machines. Now, this kind of design doesn't just make for a fun distraction. It actually taps directly into the brain's universal blueprint for addiction. And this cycle is just as powerful for a behavior, like scrolling, as it is for a substance. Yeah, researchers have actually mapped this thing out. It's a powerful three-stage loop. First up is the binge. You open the app, you scroll, and you get that little hit of reward. Then comes withdrawal. You put the phone down, and almost immediately you feel a little bored, maybe a little antsy. That feeling, that discomfort leads right into stage 3, the craving. Your brain starts screaming, hey, check the phone again. Your impulse control gets weaker, and boom, you're right back at the start of the loop.
And this is where the really crucial shift happens. At first, you check your phone to feel good, right? To get that little jolt of pleasure. But as that loop repeats over and over, you start checking it just to get rid of the anxiety of not checking it. It stops being about seeking a high, it's now about escaping a low. You're not using it to feel good anymore, you're using it to stop feeling bad. So, what's actually going on inside our heads that makes this cycle so powerful? Let's zoom in on the brain's ancient reward engine, the very system this tech is designed to hijack. Deep inside our brains is this thing called the reward pathway. This circuit is ancient, we're talking prehistoric. Its whole job is to release a chemical called dopamine to tell your brain, hey, that thing you just did was good for survival. Do it again. It evolved to make sure we'd seek out things like food, water, and social connection. But here's the kicker. These perfectly engineered digital experiences, what scientists call super stimuli, are designed to hit all the right notes at once. Social approval, novelty, speed, and the result is a dopamine spike that can be up to 10 times greater than what you'd get from a natural reward. I mean, just look at this chart. The difference is staggering. Our ancient cave person brains are just not built to handle this level of stimulation. The brain gets this massive flood of dopamine and interprets it as something that is monumentally important for our survival. It learns that refreshing your feed is more important than almost anything else. And we have to clear up a huge misconception right here. You've probably heard dopamine called the pleasure chemical. Well, that's not quite right. It's really the motivation chemical. Its main job is to drive you to seek things out. It's the wanting, not the liking. It's the chemical of anticipation. And that is exactly why unpredictable rewards are so powerful. They put that wanting system into overdrive. Okay, so we've looked at the problem, we've looked at the science behind it. Now for the most important part. Let's talk about solutions. How can we start to reclaim our own attention? First, let's just be really clear about what's at stake here. This isn't just about wasting time. This constant overstimulation is linked to some really serious stuff,
higher rates of anxiety, a shattered attention span, what some people call continuous partial attention, and of course, the damage that comes from constantly comparing our real lives to someone else's highlight reel. But here's the good news, and it's really good news. Our brains aren't set in stone. They can change. The same quality that allows our brains to get wired for distraction, it's called neuroplasticity, also allows them to heal. By just changing our habits and reducing the constant input, we can actually let our reward systems reset and recalibrate to the normal joys of the real world.
Now, fixing this is absolutely a team effort. For us as individuals, it means being more mindful, like turning off all notifications, except for ones from actual people, or setting clear boundaries, like no phones in the bedroom. For the designers and tech companies, it means a huge shift toward ethical design, getting rid of manipulative tricks like the infinite scroll and actually building in stopping cues that help us log off. And for policymakers, it means taking this seriously, regulating gambling mechanics in kids' games, and pushing for digital literacy in schools. This isn't just on you, it's on all of us.
So I'll leave you with this one final question to think about. The next time you pick up your phone, ask yourself, who is really in control here? Is this technology designed to serve you, or is it designed for you to serve it? By understanding the science, we can start to make different choices. We can start to demand technology that isn't built to steal our attention, but to actually help us live better lives.